Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob. Welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24. We're in the Spectrum Center to face the Charlotte Hornets today, who sit 22-25 on the season. It's been a while since we've been with our Clippers. It's been actually 2 weeks since we last checked in with the squad. Hope you guys have been enjoying the baseball content, but we're going to start to get back into more of a balanced rhythm, so to speak, and that includes getting to the second half of this NBA season. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. It's no secret in real life, the Hornets are my favorite team, so I did want to face them today, as we'll be rocking our blues while they'll be wearing their home whites here at the mid-court in the Hive. Get ready for tip-off, as it is up, and we are underway. The Hornets win the tip, and they will start off with the basketball. Your starting five for Charlotte is Jordan Poole, Kelly Oubre, Brandon Miller, Alexander Sarr, and Mark Williams. While for your Clippers, it is Nah'Shon Hyland, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. As now the Clippers, after the missed shot from the Hornets, have their first possession, as Hyland dishes it over to James Harden. And Harden brings it out to the key, gets a screen left side. He's going to pull from deep, and he's going to miss off of the left iron. Rebounded by the Hornets. On the other end, here comes Jordan Poole. The Hornets currently sit at the 10 seed in the Eastern Conference, hanging on to a potential play-in spot. It's now on the low post here as Brandon Miller matched up against Hyland, trying to work his way inside, and he is going to get a 3 in the key violation. As the Clippers on the other end, they've for some reason struggled this season with just kind of building a consistency. You would think with the team of Leonard, George, and Harden, this team would be one of the top teams in the West, but they've had a hard time being consistent, as Kawhi Leonard will draw a foul and go to the free throw line. As you can see, Leonard's numbers only 16.8 points per game this year. Yes, he's missed some time, but those numbers are a lot down from what you expect out of the Claw. And with the trade deadline just about a week from now, you have to wonder what the Clippers could potentially do. They're paying their 3 guys a lot of money. Do they continue with this core, or is it time to potentially restart the franchise? But back to our game here, that's the future, as it's 2-0 in favor of LAC. Here's Jordan Poole, nice step back shot that misses off of the iron, as that was a good move there by Poole. On the other end, Nah'Shon Hyland pulls it up. He's going to give it over to Leonard off of the screen. Now dribbles right side, tries to drive past Sarr, and he will pull it from mid-range and miss. And rebound by Sarr. He gives it up to Brandon Miller. Very good at attacking the basket. He will draw the matchup of Paul George. Over to Oubre now. He gets by Harden, pulls from the mid-range, and can't connect. A good look, but he can't get it to go. On the other end, Harden's going to push it himself. He runs into Oubre on the other end. Pulls it back a little bit over to George now. Gets a screen left side. Gets by his man. Here comes the help defense, but George doesn't care. He gets to the rim. Good job getting to the basket. Paul George is very good at finishing at the rim. He's got the size to blow by most men. He's got the size to get by most men with the strength, but he's also very quick with the basketball. Here's on the other end. Leonard's got his hands with Sarr. At the free throw line, over to Oubre now. 6 seconds to go here on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Williams, pulls from 3, and he's going to miss. Rebounded by the Clippers, as the Hornets have yet to score a basket in the first 2.5 minutes of this ballgame. Hyland looks to set the offense here. Now James Harden with it. Matched up against Oubre. He's going to pull from 3, and he's going to miss. And maybe got a little bit too trigger happy there. Poole now kicks it up off the rebound to Miller, who tries to drive inside, and he will get attacked to the basket. We'll actually go to the end of the first quarter. It was not a really exciting first quarter. As you can see, 24-15 in favor of the Clippers after just one frame. We'll join back here in the second, about a minute and a half to go, or that's passed, and it's still a 9-point lead in favor of the Clippers. The Hornets offense has really struggled so far today, as there's another miss. Rebounded by Kevin Love. Jordan Poole only 5 points on the night, on only 2 for 7 shooting. Also almost had it lost on the other end. Over to George now. Guarded by Martin. Drives off the screen, and he's going to get fouled. That'll be a reach in by Bilal Coulibaly. As you can see, Brandon Boston Jr. on the screen had 12 points in the win against Washington. Been a very good role player, but just a little bit hot and cold, as we'd like to see more out of our bench. I feel like that's what's lacking a little bit. Is outside our big 3, we need to get more consistency from the other players. There's a miss from George from 3. Is on the other end. Here's Kolabai who gets inside. He will get fouled by Harden. That'll send the former Washington Wizard to the free throw line, as he will miss the first free throw. Second one is up, and it is also a miss. So the Hornets lead 2 points at the line there. As you can see, still only 17 points on the night. And on the other end, Morris Sr. gets inside. He'll finish with an and one. He knows how to finish at the basket. And after those missed free throws, it's a potential 5-point swing. Morris will make his free throw, and just like that, is a 12-point lead in favor of the Clippers. Hornets offense has got to start to get something going here in this one. As Poole gets a nice screen, gets the basket, and that'll help. Jordan Poole, for Washington Wizard. He spent a year in D.C., was acquired before the season began, and with the trade of Terry Rozier, just kind of a way to separate both contracts, give them a fresh start. George on the other end pulls from 3, and he is off the mark. Sorry if my voice sounds a little raspy as well. I am currently still battling some sort of lingering cough, so trying to work through it though and get the content out to you guys. Here's Kolabai inside, and he will miss. Gets his own rebound though. This is out to Robinson Earl in the low post for Sarr, who's matched up against Kevin Love tonight. He gives it up for Oubre, cutting inside. 2 seconds to go for Robinson Earl, and he hits a three-pointer. Nice ball movement there for the Charlotte Hornets. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl, the former Oklahoma City Thunder big man, connects from downtown. 29-22 now your score. As Chris Dunn will pull from 3, and he will answer right back. Former Utah Jazz guard hits a big 3. Pushes it back up to a 10-point lead. Dunn was acquired before the season began on a 1-year contract by way of our assistant GM. He was the one who gave Dunn the deal, and well, he's been a nice solid backup guard for the second unit. Guarding Poole here. Nice pass inside for Earl, who slams it down to the basket. Jordan Poole hasn't been the best offensively tonight, but he makes it done with the assist department as well. Nice pass inside there. Now an 8-point lead over to Boston Jr. A lot of the second unit is in for the Clippers. Outside of Paul George is all the backups. Speaking of the man, he's working inside on Oubre, trying to use his size to his advantage. Can't connect off of the spin. Instead, it's a rebound here for the Hornets. They'll stop at the top of the key. As Earl now with it. Gives it over to Jordan Poole. He'll reset at the free throw or the 3-point line. Off of the screen on the other end is Kulabai, and there will be a foul. And we'll go to the end of the first half where the Clippers lead 46-44. Hasn't been the most beautiful offensive showing, but it is a close game. We'll have to find out who wins in the second half. You can see the numbers on the screen. Both teams shooting under 40% tonight. But the half is a good time to potentially reset and get back on pace in that column. As we pick this one back up in the third quarter here in the Spectrum Center, as the Clippers will start off with the basketball in the second half. It is Paul George getting the possession start. You can see who's on the court here for the Hornets. It is their starters as George finishes at the rim to begin the second half. 2 more points for the Clippers. And it's been a pretty tightly contested since about the midway point of the second quarter. The Clippers have done a nice job, or the Hornets, excuse me, have done a nice job getting back into this game. As Jordan Poole now with it. Gets a screen left side, pulls from 3, and that one's in and out. I thought that one was going to drop. Instead, just not falling, which has been what's been the night for the Hornets tonight. On the other end, Harden hands it off for George at the top of the key. He's going to drive right side, trying to go against Jordan Poole. Trying to use his size to his advantage, get some positioning on the low post, spin, and finish at the rim. That's just a nice big move from Paul George, now at 16 points on the night. Or LAC. Poole trying to lead his team on the other end, though. Being guarded nicely by Bones Highland, but gets by him on the right. But he runs right into Kawhi Leonard. Good help defense by the Claw. Obviously known for his defensive ability. And on the other end, Highland takes a long, too. Not the best shot attempt there. It is quickly now going back to the Hornets side of the court. Trying to run this half-court offense again as there's Oubre with a 3, but he's off the mark. Zubats the rebound, finds Highland quickly up the court now for Harden, who gets inside, but it's a little too strong. Ball's tipped around, ends up in the hands of Leonard, who will get fouled. It's a nice play by the Claw to get the offensive rebound. It is Oubre with the foul. Leonard, though, does miss the first free throw. Only 6 points on the night for Leonard, 2 for 6 shooting. I know nobody's really shot that well tonight, but again, Leonard having a slow start offensively in this game. He does make the second one, though, to make it a 51-44 ball game. As here is Jordan Poole with it over to Oubre. Tightly guarded by Harden. They find the matchup inside, though. Mark Williams on the much smaller, smaller Highland, and well, he just uses his size to his advantage. Mark Williams, third-year pro out of Duke, able to finish at the basket. Harden tried to help defensively, but obviously Mark Williams too big, too strong against the two Clippers guards. Over to George on the right side. Screen from Harden. It's a double screen. He gives George a pass to the basket, and he will draw the foul from Williams. He already picks up his fourth. Gotta be careful now. He might probably head to the bench here. He's a little upset, and you have to think, obviously it's because he doesn't want to come out of the game, as George will make the first free throw. And the second one from PG-13 will be up and in, as that is now a 17-point lead here from the Clippers. Hornets need to find some sort of answer. Can't go into another offensive slump like they did to begin the first half of this game. As Miller, haven't talked a lot about him tonight. Trying to drive on George, backs him on the other side now, gets a screen, but PG-13 with great smothering defense, but Zubats also as well rejects Miller at the rim, as he is only shooting 2 for 6 on the night. On the other end, meanwhile, Harden gets inside, and he finishes with the left hand at the rack. It is now a 9-point lead in favor of the Clippers. They continue to just grow this one out a little bit more. Hornets got to find some sort of answer. They give it to Poole, who's basically touching the ball on every possession. You can tell this offense does run through Jordan Poole. He pulls from the mid-range, and he's off the mark. And when he's not shooting his best, it can lead to holes like this. 4 for 13 from the field for Jordan Poole. Paul George will pull it back. It's a screen, but a little bit gas on the court, obviously. As Zubats, though, with a nice rebound. Gets some space, and he finishes at the rim. Nice job by Ivica Zubats. As Clippers fans and Clippers management, there's been a lot of rumors about what his future looks like at the deadline. 57-46 your score. Nice pass inside. Bassar dribbles it out of bounds. We'll go a little bit later here into the third quarter. 61-48 your score, as we have 7.5 as the Hornets finally get some baskets by way of the free throw line. It is now a 13-point lead in favor of the road squad. Leonard tries to get involved offensively. Nice pass to Highland, top of the key, wide open, and he knocks it down. When Leonard isn't putting up in the points column, though, he does do a good job of still facilitating the basketball. As the Clippers now with an 18-4 run coming out of the half. You can tell one team has showed up here while the other one is probably still in the locker room. There's a long floater that misses. Jordan Poole again with another one. It's Harden now on the other side. Gives it up to Highland. Pulls from the corner. And that's back-to-back three-pointers for Bones Highlands. And the Clippers have quickly jumped out to a 19-point lead, as this one's on the verge of blowout territory. Zara tries to dribble it. Almost loses it. Now almost loses it again. Not a good possession here for the rookie. As Oubre, though, on the other side for three, and he knocks it down. And what do you know? The three ball, one of the only shots of the second half, comes by way of a broken possession. As Kelly Oubre back in Charlotte for his second stint. He was back here with the Hornets from 2021 to 2023. And, well, he's rejoined the club. As there's a nice move by Leonard on the opposite side of the floor to get to the basket. You can see the discrepancy. The Clippers aren't shooting overly that well either, but the Hornets only 17 from 46 from the floor. Not ideal, as here's Miller trying to drive inside on George. Gets positioning and finishes in the basket. Nice move there by the second-year man out of Alabama, who the Hornets have expected to take more of a leap this year. And I mean, outside of this game, he's played pretty good. He was an all-rookie NBA player last year, as there's a foul. And we'll go to the end of the third quarter. 82-64 your score. The Clippers comfortably sitting with an 18-point lead. As we'll jump into the start here of the fourth quarter, but this one continues to get out of control, then we will quickly get to the end. You can see a lot of the fans here in the Spectrum Center have already checked out. I mean, 22-25, not the best record here for the Hornets. Coach Steve Clifford potentially feeling the fire if they continue to have performances like this. As that one's short at the basket. Poole again with another miss. Dunn tries to take it the length of the floor. Gets his pass swatted in the paint. Nice move there by Smith, as he will, on the other end, gets clobbered by Love. No foul. Koulibaly able to get a second chance and slam it down with the right hand. The second-year man out of France with a nice strong move there. And maybe that's what gets the Hornets back into this one. George on the other end trying to drive on Smith, but good defense. But George just a little too strong, but he can't get it to fall. Rebounded here by the Hornets, as Cody Martin tries to drive on Boston, but he gets ripped and he steps out of bounds with it. Turnover by the Hornets. Good stifling defense was the force of that one. As the Clippers now with the basketball, their men on the floor. Chris Dunn, BJ Boston, Marcus Morris, Kevin Love, and Paul George currently on the floor for the Clippers. As here's a wide open three from George, that knocks it down. 19 points. Great off-ball screen there. As this one is basically got a bow on it unless something drastically happens. Jordan Poole again just dribbling out the clock, and he actually loses it. Gets it back though, gives it up for Robinson Earl, and that's a long two that's off the mark. It's just not a good possession for the Hornets. Poole just dribbles the ball around too much. As there's a cutting BJ Boston who can't finish at the basket. Great backdoor cut, but not a good finish. On the other end on the transition, here's Book Knight inside, and he gets fouled by Marcus Morris. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. And again, a missed opportunity at the line. First one does not go. Second one does. It's now an 18-point game. As you can see, the Hornets 9 for 12 from the free throw line, where the Clippers have not missed any of their 11 attempts. George now with it, gets a double screen pass to the basket, and we'll get an and one. 20-point lead. That'll basically do it. We're going to go to the end of this one. Why not waste any more time, as the Clippers win with a comfortable 113-90 victory. 23-point win here on the road. A big win for the Clippers. They improved to 21-25 on the season, trying to get a little bit of momentum into the second half of this year. As the Hornets, again, I just talked about, 2 overly line on Jordan Poole. He only shot 6 from 20. And, well, they just had a hard time getting back into this game. And, well, they just fell too much behind. Clippers, though, on the other end, good job by them. Paul George led the way with 34 points, followed by Leonard's 19. And then Highland at 13. Nice double-double from Zubat. 16 boards. I want to see more of those out of Zubats. As if he can just crash the boards and get some rebounds, it'll be very beneficial. Fortunately, we lose the next game 119-114 on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks, as this Eastern Conference road trip continues into the month of January. Here are your players of the month. Luka Doncic gets it for the second time in 3 months out in the West, while it's Joel Embiid in the East. And your rookies of the month, Steven Castle, now of the Bucks, and DJ Wagner gets it for the second straight month. Next game in the Eastern Conference road trip, we lose 118-96 to the Cavs. So a 22-point blowout loss. These are the games that are just unacceptable from this team. We also get some news as Kevin Love will join the retirement home at the end of this year. That's the third Clipper as he joins Griffin and Morris, who are going to retire at the end of this year. Here are all-star teams as well. As you can see the all-stars on your screen, it is East versus West. I made sure we have the Eastern Conference versus the Western Conference. A couple of first-time all-stars this year. Wembayama, Josh Giddey, and Paolo Banchero will join the all-star game, while LeBron James gets named to his 21st All-Star appearance. Doncic and Antetokounmpo were your captains. Here are players of the week. As speaking of Banchero and James, they get it for their respective conferences. We do win the final game on the Eastern Conference road trip, 96-92 against the Chicago Bulls, as they had a 9-point third quarter. And then we return home and beat the Pistons 114-103. So a nice ending to this episode, at least. As next episode, we will play the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are the second best team in the West, but more importantly, it'll be the trade deadline. A lot of moves have been made around the league so far, but is there a couple more in store? We'll have to find out in the next episode. What will the Clippers do? Will they stand pat? Will they try to add another piece? Or will they sell out? You'll have to find out all in the next episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.